most Zoom users, the participant and chat panels are well behaved, and they will, if you select them, bring them alive. If you're not in Zoom full screen, they will attach themselves to the side of the Zoom window. Now those two panels, if I shut them back off, they will disappear and the Zoom window will stretch back out to cover the area that it was originally set up into. If I go to Zoom full screen and then I bring a panel alive, it'll show up typically in the very middle of the screen. And then if I bring the chat panel alive, it'll show up on top of it. Clicking either one of these buttons does nothing more than move one panel out from behind and put it back out into front. If I then close these panels and I go back to a reduced screen, you'll see that the panels are closed. And if I bring them back alive when I'm not in Zoom full screen, they show back up to the right. Now there have been occasions where for whatever reason people have popped these panels out. Maybe it's something that happens when you are clicking trying to get the participant panel connections or trying to do something with the chat panel and you happen to pop the panel out of formation. When you do that, the panel can be grabbed and moved wherever you want it. I'm going to pop the chat panel out as well. And now I'm popping these panels out. I can move them back over to the side, but you'll notice the Zoom window is no longer collapsing to accommodate them. We're actually covering up part of the Zoom panel with those. If I go back to full Zoom screen, you'll also notice the participant and chat panels no longer go behind the full Zoom window. This can get very frustrating and very confusing to some people. Now, I want to show you something how to solve that problem should you end up with those panels popped out and not behaving the way they should. Notice that if I go to the right of the mute button on your screens, it'll probably say mute me. If you go to the right of that, there's a three-dot icon. If I go down, move down the list, it says nothing about merging those panels back. If I pull the chat panel out and go down the list, it says nothing about merging those panels back. However, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of Zoom full screen. And now that we're no longer in Zoom full screens and the panels can be merged, you'll notice this list changed to include the item to merge to meeting window. If I click that, you'll see that the participant panel is now behaving. It went back where it belonged and it attached itself to the right of the main Zoom window. Likewise, in the chat panel, I now can merge that to the meeting window. And if I do, you'll see that they have now taken their expected formation, and the participant panel is now over the top. The chat panel shares the second or the lower half of that right sideline. And if I go back to Zoom full screen, the panels go behind as they're supposed to. I can pull the panels back alive. If I have, for whatever reason, had moved them out in the popped out mode, they're movable. You can still put them back where you want them. There's no reason that you have to. But if I wanted to start with the original formation, I could park them back there and go to the original formation. Doesn't matter because normally when we bring the panel alive, it's just so that we can raise our hand or say that we want to ask a question or send a chat message to the host. So it really doesn't matter where the panel shows up because in the normal case, when you're using them with a shared presentation or when you're in full Zoom screen, as soon as you've typed your message or you've raised your hand, you're going to close the panel anyhow and go back to watching the main part of the presentation. I hope this has helped. I'm getting back out just to show you those panels are there. They're still alongside of the non-full Zoom window. I do not have this as a full window. I've got it as a partially compressed window. Here I can take it full window. There it's full window. There I'm taking it out of full Windows window. And this is full Zoom screen, just to go back to that terminology again. Double click, get out of full Zoom screen. The panels are back. They're attached. They're right where they belong. I hope this has helped. If you incur this problem anytime in the future, I hope you can refer to this video and get yourself reorganized. Thank you.